Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are located around the world. And very much welcome to the second Tech Talk. Again, unfortunately, a digital way to meet each other. Last year, we did not, of course, expect to cancel the Tech Days due to Corona, and we organized a digital event, Tech Talk. Never expected that again this year we still have to do a digital one, our second Tech Talk. But of course, when the things are getting better in the future, maybe even at the end of this year, we hope to see you again live. Today we will have Bram van 't Hof, our CEO, here in the studio with us at our new facility. We'll have two customers who will tell about their experiences with AWL. And also I will go downstairs to the Experience Center to share technologies like vision technologies with two colleagues. And also Guido Ronke, our COO, will do a factory tour. So we have an exciting program. I'm happy that you are here with us. But before we go to Brand and he can introduce himself, I have one question. And you can go to the box. And the question is, where are you located? So I'm just curious, what kind of people do we have at this moment live? So are you in Europe, in the US, or in China region? So you can fill that in, and later we will come back to that. Brand, very much welcome.
Thank you, Matthijs.
Maybe you can introduce yourself.
I can do. My name is Bram van 't Hof. I started here more than 30 years ago as an engineer, and now I'm the CEO of the company, responsible for all entities of AWL around the globe.
And Brand, you've been here for a long time. Not almost my age, but for many years. There's also something special about today, right? The 10th of June.
Today is officially the day that we started the company under the name AWL 28 years ago. So yeah, I think that's a compliment, even alive and kicking. So that's good.
Congratulations then.
Thank you.
Brand, if we look back to last year, what comes up in your mind?
Of course, a lot of things have changed, right? Corona hit the business, hit the events like this.
Yeah.
So today we do it again in a digital way, right? But we see things are reopening. So I think we should ask our audience, Matthijs, if, of course, everybody's looking online. But if we would have more than 40 people, I definitely think we should, after the summer, should organize the event live again in Harderwijk.
Okay. Well then, if you go on your screen, you can answer the question, would you like to join a live event, if all the circumstances are okay, at the end of this year in Harderwijk with us? So you can just answer yes or no. And as Brand said, we're going to be busy. If more than 40 people say they're going to come,
we will host the event.
We will host the event. And the best thing still is to see each other face to face and to meet and have that interaction. Yeah.
It does.
Brand, and if we look at last year, how did things develop for AWL?
Business-wise, it was not the best year, to be honest. I think we had 30-35% less revenues last year. So, of course, that's not good.
Yeah.
Even in our core markets, it went down rapidly.
Yeah.
But you see also a lot of opportunities in other areas where we started in.
Yeah.
So some doors closed and other windows open.
That's good to hear. And then we're talking about AWL globally. We have different facilities, of course, and we're now going to go to two different facilities. First, we're going to start with Lucas. Lucas is located in Mexico and is leading our facility there. So let's go to Lucas and see how he's doing.
Sure, Matthijs. Well, Mexico has shown positive signs of recovery both in the economical and health sectors. After talking with customers, it's clear the importance they see in automation nowadays in order to improve productivity, safety, and healthy. At Mexico, we have listened to that, and that's why we expand our operational capacity and expand our facilities in order to serve our customers better. So please stay safe and stay in touch.
Lucas, thank you very much for the update of how Mexico is doing and the company there. All the way on the other side of the world, at the moment it's a good evening for them, is China. And we have Sanji, our managing director there. And let's see how Sanji is doing. Sanji, how is life there?
Hello, Matthijs. Coronavirus in China is almost disappeared. People enjoy the normal life, traveling within the country without any restrictions. Market is recovering and the economy is growing. We see more and more business opportunities. Vaccination slowly started 3 months ago, and at that moment, quite some people are hesitant to take it. Now the vaccination speed up. Recently, one day even could reach to the 20 million fascination, but still long way to go in order to open the door. Looking forward, the day is coming, so I can see you all soon.
Sanji, thank you very much for the update in China. And as you said, things are slowly improving, also due to a lot of vaccinations going on, also here in the Netherlands. Brand, if we look at the current situation here in the Netherlands, also business-wise with AWL, how is it going at the moment?
If you see the world of AWL is not only the Netherlands, right? Because we are in a world of automation and robotics.
Yeah.
And if you see that world is booming rapidly, if you compare it to last year.
Yeah.
I think if you see our intake for this year, Matthijs, I think half year this way, we are on 70% of the intake we had last year. So we had really a good start.
70% of the completed last year now only after 6 months.
Yes.
5 months. And that's quite an impressive comeback. Where does it come from mainly?
We see a recovery of our core market, the automotive. We see a big recovery and even expansion in the general industry. But also we're working due to Corona and on new segments as well, like logistics.
Yeah.
And that's also coming in a good way.
And do you also see that the need for automation is also growing due to resources and they are scarce? So
you see that as well, right? Because higher volumes are coming. Localization, especially in the US, for instance, you see a lot of reports. In a couple of years, they are short of a lot of welders, not for the automotive, but also for the general industry. There's only one way to go, is to automate.
Yeah. So that's actually something which is helping also in automation and the growth.
That's true.
Yeah. And then looking at the future, what is the view from your side for the future of AWL?
If we look at the future of AWL, of course we have a strategic plan that you know every AWL as a company who does a lot with welding or robotics.
Yeah.
But more than 50% we do with welding, right?
Yeah.
So we see that combination not only in the automotive or in general industry, even in logistics, a lot of opportunities for growth.
Yeah. And looking at the plans that were set already, there's a strategic plan.
Right.
Did that change due to Corona, or?
No, we saw Corona did give us a spike down, of course, last year. But if we see long term, the plan we made for 2025, where we want to be, growth in the company, growth on revenues, we're still on track. And even it could be have a bigger growth.
Yeah. And looking at the growth that is planned, today we were talking about modularization, about system integrating, about vision. How are these topics also important for the growth of AWL?
If you want to grow, you can do that to add more people to your company and even for our suppliers and our customers, right? But if you think in a different way, so standardize more, think more in modules, then it's easier to grow. And not only for our current customers we know very well in the automotive, but if you see even the numbers you need in logistics, then modularization is a way to go.
Yeah.
And even to deploy robots, right? You have to have other sensors like vision to have it up and running and to give the instruction to the robot what to do.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really that all three of these topics are like cornerstones and they're important for the growth.
Really, yeah.
And I just want to see how is the update on the poll. We have a lot of people from Europe and from other areas around the world. We're not only talking about business, of course. Normally, if we will have a digital event, it's just the two of us, but we also have a real event. We have a lot of snacks and
we have a lot
food.
of networking, right? Because if we do it in a virtual way, it's just the two of us, right? Sitting here and watching to you guys.
Yeah.
But you see us, we don't see you.
Yeah.
But you know what we have here? Of course, we have the famous Dutch snacks, right?
We have the famous Dutch snacks, so that would be really nice to have some snacks over here. And that's actually, oh, look at this.
Hey, thank you, Dini.
This is something, of course, very important with real-life events. It's called bitter garnituur, Brand. Well,
Yes.
what's that in English?
It's really lekker. That's the simple explanation what it is. So definitely, if you say you want to come after the summer holiday, we host it here live again. We have more of this and even other food to share, but also to network, right?
Exactly, to meet each other face-to-face, something that we really look forward to. Especially in the last year, we have not seen that a lot. One of the themes is system integrating, and we now would like to go to one of our customers, Tommaso Battista from ABB Striebel & John, and he's going to share his experience with AWL.
So my name is Tommaso Battista, and actually I am the managing director of ABB Striebel & John in Salzburg, Germany. And so I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak about change. So changement for us, like ABB, is really important. It is a part of our culture, is a part of our strengthness, because like ABB, we are providing an outstanding level of technology, and changement should be based on technology change. And for sure, it's not only a matter of technology itself, it's not only a matter of innovation of product or production processes, it's a mindset. And such kind of opportunities where we are doing something important, new, bringing some, again, new technology for us is absolutely a part of that. What I'm expecting in terms of system integrator or from a system integrator is absolutely that they have to bring something to us. So we are a strong technology-oriented company, but we would like to, again, be in a framework of continuous change, of continuous innovation, and getting opportunity in partnership with someone from outside that is providing and serving other sectors is absolutely a way in which we can do that. And so we choose AWL as a system integrator because we were absolutely aware of which kind of contribution they can bring to us. And especially speaking about their contribution in automotive sector, and especially in laser welding, this was exactly what we identified like an important success factor for us. So in a way in which such kind of technology could be the right one to be addressed to our customer for an outstanding level of quality for our product. The experience with the AWL team was absolutely exciting. So they were executing the project, building up a strong connection with us, and doing really a strong team together, listening us, trying to understand which kind of constraint, which kind of needs we have, and then moving forward in the execution in a agreed and shared timeline. The most interesting thing that I experienced with AWL like company was for sure their focus in customer needs, but also the really good team that was in this company. So I met personally a lot of young people really motivated with a high level of energy and competence. And that for me was absolutely one of the most important factors for the success. So we received the machinery exactly when the pandemic popped up in Germany. I remember at the time being that the machinery was there. We were doing the commissioning phase, and the people of the supplier were called back to Netherlands because of the virus. And at the same time, we were launching the new product on the market. And so we had a lot of orders, and at the same time, we were not able to serve our customer. But as often happens, so from a criticality, we get a great opportunity to change over and to make it successful. And working together with the supplier, then we made it possible. And finally, we provide and we melt down, we provide the products and we melt down the order backlog to our customer. And this was done absolutely in a shortened time. For sure, we will work together with AWL. So AWL was a great experience for us. We were successful in doing business together, and the products that we are placing on the market, thanks to this new machinery and technology, is absolutely well accepted and is really what we need for the next years. So again, thank you all for the attention, and thank you for the opportunity that you gave to me, and see you soon.
Thank you very much, Tommaso, for this video and all the things that you shared with AWL. I want to go through some of the things with you, Brandt, about what he mentioned. And the first thing, and very interesting, he said that system integration is like partnership, to contribute to each other. How do you see that?
Yeah, I see it definitely as a partnership. Like Stubman John is an ABB company. And we work for ABB more than over 25 years because they are giving us robot technology as a supplier, right? But also, it's not only a supplier, it's really a partner where we do develop things together, but it's also a customer. And in this project, you see everything, the three of both worlds coming together.
Yeah. And another interesting thing he said, that which is not really about innovation or technical things, but he said innovation is a mindset.
Right.
And how do you see that here at AWL?
I see that as a part of how you work together, because in this part, and even this project, it was a big innovation. The request came via a spot welding case, right? Can you spot weld the product we have?
Yeah.
But then we thought, hey, if you want to automate, and you have want to have a better quality, we changed some things in the IDs and changed even to laser welding. And that's a partnership together. It's based on trust, trust that you can make it, and make steps together.
Yeah. And that's also something we're going to show later in our experience center, that it starts with testing and trials, and then convince the customer that this is a technical solution they can...
Seeing is believing, right?
Yeah.
But of course, we have the knowledge how to do it. But then making small steps, that we call it, do things different, it's innovation, right?
Yeah. One last thing that really spoke to me, what he said, I like the young people with a high level of energy and competence. Young people, but Brandt, you're not so young anymore, right?
I'm not the youngest, but also not the oldest. But I have a lot of energy, so that's a positive thing, guys. But you are as old as you are, right? Because if you learn day by day, it keeps you young. And if you don't learn anymore, you are retired, right?
Yeah.
So we think learning, and that's one of the core things of AWL. But to be honest, Matthijs, we do a lot with young people, with universities. I think 1/3 of the employees of AWL started here as a trainee or an internship.
Yeah.
And even with new technologies, like with vision or other stuff, then you need to have it with the youngsters, because they learn at the university, they like to do different things. Yeah. So, of course, that gives them energy and keeps them young.
Yeah. Well, very good to hear. And as we were talking about the Experience Center, it would, of course, be very nice to meet colleagues and customers here at our facility. So let's have a look what the status is right now. We have around 12 people who are saying they want to come. So I would like to encourage you, go to the poll and let us know if you would like to come at the end of the year to a physical tech days, if the situation allows. Simply answer yes or no. We're going to go to the next topic, that's modularization. And another customer that we work with for many years is Brose in the automotive. And René Hofman, responsible industrial engineer, will talk about modularization and with AWL and Brose.
My name is Hofman René. I'm working for Brose in Coburg as industrial engineer for welding cells. But also for riveting cells. I'm responsible for the coordinating of front seat projects. And I developed with AWL together the modular line. Yeah, we are facing to shorter lead times from our customer and to be more flexible. And with modularization, it's also very important to have a standardization to ensure failures in translation, in writing specifications and communication. Normally, before M-Line, we developed our product, and then we started to develop the production machines, and it was very much to organize, to speak with, to align with the plants, and so on. And with the modular line, we started to avoid that. So we aligned the requests from the plants. We asked them what they need, what is not that good on the previous machines, and we tried to implement or improve that in the new M-Line cells. So we started with AWL really in detail, speaking about the single components, which should be used, which are allowed at pros, which are not allowed at pros, which compromises we could find, but also the software was a big development. At the moment, the plants see the first time the configurable jig software, which is very helpful for clamping failures, adjustments of the fixtures, but also to find failures from the whole machine. For this project, it's a customer which has a really tight timeline. And if I would think that I had to do it like the previous machine, writing a specification, talking about the specification, and, it takes much more longer than if I would order it like this machine with a configurator from AWL. I just choose my welding equipment, my table size, if I need some part tracking, and then that's it. I send it to AWL, and the next step is the design discussion. It's a very good project, and we presented up to our management, our highest management, and the feedback was very good. So we try now to modularize our assembly lines and end of line tests according to our welding cells, because we see a lot of benefits in for ramp up phases, for ramp down phases, so we can plan our welding lines according to the requested volumes for our customers. The flexibility of the modular design. If we start now a project, we have just 3 standard machines for production. When the numbers of volumes rising, we can implement a handling module with additional welding sources. So whatever we need, we could add very quickly and very easy, and that is very important for our production. Especially for my job, I would say we save round about up to 25% of our time, which we normally had for organizing machines like that. But also as I said before, the standardization is a very important to the modularization. So we can also save a lot of time for traveling, for status checks and delivery releases. So with augmented reality from AWL, we made a weekly meeting for this cell, and we see the machine rising weekly, so the delivery release was not a problem anymore.
René, thank you very much for all the information that you shared here with your experiences with us as AWL. Brand, I would like to talk a little bit about this topic further with you, about modularization and what also René mentioned. One of the things that he said, that the modular approach, he doesn't only want to apply that to welding cells, but also to assembly and end-of-line testing.
Yeah.
What is the vision of AWL on that?
Well, we believe that modularization is a key for future growth, right? Because if you standardize and do more in modular thinking, is not only cost, but also reducing lead time. And as you heard the customer saying, a lot of you can save, right?
Yeah.
Because that's normally always what you do. But if you standardize in a good way, it's of course standardizing based on trust, but it's a good way to go.
Yeah, and not only welding, but also complete other processes for AWL, like assembly and end-of-life
Like
testing.
assembly, right? Because we know the product. In this case, we talk about seat structures.
Yeah.
We know the product. We know all the data. And if there are changes which affect the welding process, you only can implement it also in the assembly process as well.
Yeah.
So you have one change and you know how to deal with it.
Yeah, so it's also for us, for our customers, not only taking responsibility of one part of his process, but to take another part, a bigger responsibility.
Right. And in the end of the day, to save cost in your product and to save cost in your production.
Yeah. Another thing he said is that he said, I'm saving 25% lead time reduction. It's quite impressive. Are you satisfied with that?
No, I'm satisfied that we made together with some customers the first steps, because 25% is a nice step, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not satisfied. So the next goal is even to double it, that we can even save more. And we know it's doable from other industries as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good step to go, but we are not there.
Taking another step also with our customers. We're not only doing this, of course, from the Netherlands, and we already had Mexico and China, but also these customers are around the globe, as well as in the USA and Czech Republic. And we're now going to go to two of our colleagues. And one thing that struck me, Brand, was actually that the colleagues, their names, they sound very much familiar.
Yeah, they do. Because sometimes you see AWL companies, people leaving the company, but that can happen, right? But the good thing is, even if you see good guys coming back, right?
Yeah.
And you see later on some videos from Daniel Bodema. He just returned and he's now going to he went to Czech Republic, running the operation over there. And the other guy who was away quite longer, 6 years away, is Pierre Verwey. So it's good to have those guys back, right?
Yeah. Daniel, I'm going to go switch to you right now in Czech Republic. How are things there?
Dobrý den, Matthijs. I'm also happy to be back at the professional team in engineering and production of welding fixtures, machine, logistic systems, electric cabinets and service. With COVID, we are doing good at the moment, but it was really bad. Especially in March, we were #1 in COVID. So since March, we are not only #1 in beer, but also #1 in COVID. But since a few weeks, everything is getting more open and we are doing really good. So since a few weeks, we are able to be normally at work. We can go abroad, so we can normally do our job. So on behalf of all 102 colleagues here in Apiedla, I say nashledanou and hope to see you soon here in Apiedla. Ciao.
Daniel, thank you very much. It's actually funny they say ciao also in the Czech Republic. You would not think that's their language, but
It would be Italy, right?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
say the same way, right?
It's the same way. And actually, before we go to Pierre, I'm going to announce the next thing after that, which is actually I'm going to go downstairs to the Experience Center, where we have Sander Lense and Alia van der Schoobrugge. We will talk about vision technologies. And also Guido Ronker, our COO, will do the factory tour. So when you can watch to Pierre from the USA, I'm going to go downstairs and go to Sander.
Bye.
Hello, my name is Pierre, and indeed it's good to be back at AWL. On behalf of AWL US, I say welcome to you all. Change or chance? For us in the US, that is an easy one. According to a McKinsey report, COVID created a sense of urgency to make US manufacturing more competitive, underscoring the sector's need to invest, modernize, and revitalize the manufacturing process. Other factors of positive influence are the enormous government investment programs in the US economy, the absolute and growing lack of skilled workers, and automation as a mitigation for future pandemic risks. With both innovation and automation being the main drivers for American manufacturing for the years to come, I believe the case for chances in the US is made. As they say here in the US, have a good one.
We are here at the central hall of the new AWL building. We started here about 1 year ago. Of course, unfortunately, due to Corona, we have not seen many of you. When times are better, we hope to see you here. We are just a few hundred meters from our old building, and we're first going to show you the Experience Center. In the Experience Center, we do different things. We do training, testing, and trial runs. First of all, training. Of course, for us as a technological company, it's very important to have the right people. We train PLC programmers, robot programmers, but we also work extensively with universities and other students. Next to training, another important item is testing. We have a lot of new items, machines, robots, where we receive from different suppliers, and we need to test them to see if it's a good product to integrate in our total systems. And we do testing for gripper technologies, for example, in laser welding and welding machines, but also for the logistic markets, different grippers. Next to the testing, another very important item is, especially for you as a customer, trial runs. And we, of course, as a specialist in welding, laser, spot welding and arc welding, we do different trials for you to see if the product can be welded in the right quality. And that's what you see over here.
Matthijs.
There's Sander Lensing, our technology manager. Sander, maybe you can tell a little bit what your role is and what you're doing at AWL.
Yeah, my name is Sander Lensing. I'm working at R&D department of AWL. The R&D department is split in different product groups, and as technology manager, I'm responsible for the vision department.
Okay, and you're not working alone, you have a whole team?
Yes, exactly.
Can you describe a little bit activities that your team are doing and what you're doing here?
As team, we have different expertise in our team. Of course, the vision expertise is available, but also robot expertise and the programming skills are available. As team, we are specialized in integrating vision systems from our suppliers, but with our expertise, we are also able to develop together with our suppliers an application for our customer. We can also develop our own applications for the customer when there's no solution available on the market.
And we see a lot of robots here. The robot is like a human, but he cannot do everything. So the vision is like the eyes. Maybe you can tell a little bit why that's so important.
Yeah, in the past we have seen that the robot didn't have an eye, and we trained them exactly how to move into a machine. And with vision technologies, it's possible to detect where he needs to move. And with the technology, we can tell the robot, go to here, and it adapts to his circumstances.
Yeah. And so it can be a sensor, it can be a camera, 3D, 2D, a lot of different type of sensors can be mounted together with the robot.
Exactly. A vision system is a vision sensor together with a vision controller. And the vision sensor shoots data, and the controller calculates with the data which is available something, for example, a position, or it does product recognition.
Yeah, and in some cases we might need to go the extra mile. So we have the supplier solution, but in the total solution we need to do something, and that's also a capability of your team.
Exactly. So when we are missing a functionality in a market, then we have the possibility to develop our own product which is able to do what's not possible yet.
Yeah. And one nice example is a car seat, and we're going to have a look at that right now. Shall we go over there?
What we see over here is a test setup where we are testing a process where we make an automatically process for the assembly of a car seat.
So AWL does not only do welding of car seats, but also assembly processes.
Yes, indeed. What we see over here is a test setup where the axis of the seat is mounted on the robot. The product is over here. It's a front seat back of a seat, and the axis need to be placed in this recliner. You see the robot moving. Over here is a camera setup which detects the recliner from this side, and at the other side is also a camera setup. It needs to detect the position of the seat. What we see is when I move the product, the camera system detects a new position, it calculates the new motion for the robot, and the robot moves again into the seat. I can do it one time again. Move the seat. Then the vision system detects the new position. It's over here visible, where the recliner is detected in the position of the picture, and the new position is detected, and the robot moves the recliner again into the seat.
The next demo we're going to show you is a logistical demo. It's called random mixed de-palletizing. We will randomly pick boxes from a pallet with a robot. And my colleague Alia van der Schouwbrugge is going to tell more about that. Alia, what kind of solutions does AWL offer for the logistical market?
Well, basically we're now focusing on mixed case de-palletizing, item and piece picking, robotic induction or sortation of parcels, and that are the products we are now focusing on. Within these products you can look at different product groups like parcels, groceries, apparel or e-commerce.
And what success factors are important for AWL in this market?
Well, if you compare the robot to a human being, you have certain items you need to add to the robot to make it successful, like eyes, hands and the brains. So what we've done is we added a vision system and the gripping technology that can make a solution successful.
And is that very much ready and just go, or is there a certain learning curve needed?
No, there is a learning curve needed, especially if you look at operations from a customer right now and going over to a robotic application. You cannot expect a robot to go from 0 to 100% at one time. You need to have a certain learning factor in there.
And why is AWL the company to do this in this new market?
If you look at the things I just mentioned, like hands, brains, eyes and an arm, it doesn't work if you put it on the table. You need to put it in one package. And AWL is able to integrate it all into one package.
So really the system integrating is a very important success factor also in this market?
Yes, correct.
One of the nice demos we're going to show right now is the random mix de-palletizing. Maybe you could tell something about that.
Yeah, sure. What we will see over here is a random mixed case de-palletizing. With the help of the vision system, we can take boxes from a pallet. These pallets consist of different boxes. They are mixed, different sizes and different weights. Together with some other sensors, we were able to detect the weight and the height of the box, and we can then put them into a conveyor or in a tote. After making a picture, the brains of the machine will decide what is a box and what's not, and it will give the position to the robot. After that, the robot will go to its position, make the vacuum and make sure that the box is picked onto the gripper. This gripper will then take it over to the conveyor. An additional feature of this machine is that it can recognize labels, and depending on that can put a different action into the robot. So basically with this solution you are able to automate a critical inbound process within your warehouse.
This was the Experience Center where we showcased our vision capabilities with nice demos of Sander and Alia. The next topic is the factory tour with Guido Ronker. Hello Guido.
Hey, Matthijs.
Guido, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Guido Ronken. I'm the CEO of the AWL Group and I'm responsible for operations.
You're going to take a tour in the factory. I'm going to go back to Brand up in the studio. Have a great tour.
It's my pleasure. About a year ago, mid-2020, we moved our headquarters to this new location. It is only 500 meters away from a previous facility. Please, let me show you around. With this facility, we have an additional 13,000 square meters production floor available. The environment is very important for us, and this headquarters breeds sustainability. For instance, floor heating is done with geothermal energy, and on the roof we have installed 3,600 solar panels. Please, let me show you some equipment. Over here you see spot welding machines combined with gluing and handling. The production of seating and body parts for the automotive industry is our expertise. And in these production halls we assemble and test all equipment thoroughly to ensure a successful turnkey delivery at your site. As mentioned, we combine several kinds of techniques. Like for instance, in this machine, we combine laser welding with the assembly and testing of the welded parts. We also plan, based on your request, a time for pre-series production. And of course, we carry out a decent factory acceptance test before we ship the equipment to your facility. Specific focus we have on jig tooling. Our experienced colleagues make sure all parts and all equipment is fine-tuned, and we will not leave your plant until you can produce high-quality parts. For the general industry, we make several kinds of machines, from welding sprinkler tubes to electrical enclosures, and over here we just started the production of a welding machine for construction and temporary fences. As you may have noticed, our machines look quite similar, due to a high grade of modularization and standardization. Behind me, you will recognize the M-line concept in these laser and arc welding machines. Modularization and standardization will help to reduce cost and lead times. Finally, I want to emphasize that safety and quality has our highest priority. I don't need to convince you that measuring is knowing, and for that reason we invested in space and resources for quality checks and measurements. It was a pleasure to show you around, and I hope to see you back in person soon again here in Harderwijk. But for now, let's go back to Matthijs and Brand in our studio upstairs.
Guido, thank you very much for this great tour. And Brand, I walked back, but I couldn't find the elevator. Where's the elevator in the building?
Matthijs, you just talk about young people. You want to be in good health and good shape, right? That's why we have a beautiful stairs in the building, and it's good to take exercises and just keep the elevator where it is, because we have one. Yeah. But we would like to motivate our employees and visitors to use the stairs.
So it was actually in the plan of the new building to hide the elevator.
Right. It was in the plan, and just use your blood pressure to go up and to go down, right?
Yeah. Let's go to the poll, see how many people have responded to a question. That
I'm curious if you can host it or.
Yeah, exactly. To have a real tech day, and we are almost 20 people, so we're not there yet. But I really would like to ask you to respond to this question, and also after the tech talk we will send an email, and in that email you can also respond if you would like to come. So I encourage you to respond also to the email, and then based on that we will come back to you if we have enough people to
I'm
organize
looking forward to do it, right?
Yeah. Brand, thank you very much for this time together, and thank you for watching anywhere, maybe from around the world. Whether it was in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. You're watching it live now maybe, or you're watching it afterwards. We really appreciate the time that you took with us to listen to the update of AWL as a company, especially in these difficult times. We are looking for ways to reach each other. Thank you very much, and stay safe.
Bye-bye.